So I'm here today with Paula from One Park Place. She is the only place I get my gift baskets from. And I want her to kind of tell everybody a little bit about what these gift baskets are. Even though I do them for my clients, I do it for friends, family. I don't think you have to own a business to bless somebody with one of your gorgeous baskets. But before we get into that, why don't you tell us a little bit about where you're originally from?
Oh, sure. First of all, thank you for having me.
Of course.
Appreciate being here. I'm from Southern California, and I moved here in 2005.
Okay.
In California, I was a realtor for like 15 years.
You were born and raised in California?
Yeah.
What part?
Southern. So Diamond Bar, Whittier area.
What was the best part about growing up in California?
I think at the time I grew up in California, it was a different place.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we had great weather, which is still there, but it was a very unique place to grow up because there were so many different places you can go. You can go to the beach. You can go to the mountains.
Mm-hmm.
It felt safe, and it's all that I knew. My whole family was there.
Okay. Do you still have family in California?
No, most of them are all, they passed on. Only my brother just died, so it's only
sorry to hear that.
His wife and my nephew that's there. Everybody else is either moved, another location.
Yeah, we have a lot of clients who move from California, and they always ask me, like, what do you miss the most? And I mean, the weather's incredible. For me, it was the beach. I always grew up around the beach, and we don't have one here yet, but I think one day we might have a beach here.
You got Lake Mead, at least, to look at water.
Right, we have some water. So you pretty much grew up in California.
Yes.
And you said you were a realtor out there?
I was a realtor in California for about 15 years.
Okay.
And prior to that, I was a stay-at-home mom.
Oh, nice.
But gift baskets, they've followed me my whole life. When I was a little girl, I used to do gift baskets for my family and deliver them to each person's bedroom door.
Wow.
Isn't that funny?
That's sweet.
And when I would play Barbies, my Barbie doll owned a gift basket business.
Really?
Yeah. I pursued other interests, and real estate I loved, and I come from a family of realtors.
What was your favorite part about the real estate business?
About the
real estate business. What was your favorite part?
Honestly, when I was able to give the keys, and it was their first time purchasing, or there was another time where these folks were renting this property for like 10 years, and the owner lived out of state, and they wanted to sell it, and the family was devastated. And I was like, well, have you ever thought about buying it? No, we can't do that. I go, you don't know. Let's see.
Yeah.
And I sold them the house.
Wow.
So that was super I loved helping people.
That's the kind of agents I look for. And my agents on my team, it's funny you said that because a lot of them have told me like the best part of their job is giving out keys.
Yeah,
and I think that's why your baskets go a long way, and we'll talk about that. But I've had several agents just like come back in tears from giving those keys to their clients. So
because that's the biggest purchase in one's life. And especially when they've never owned a home before, that joy and excitement, there's nothing better. And to be honest, in my real estate career, I learned how to do business. And I've carried a lot of that into this business, where, if I talk to somebody about a basket order,
right.
I go, okay, when I get off the phone, I'm going to send you an email and I'm going to go over everything we just discussed.
Right. That's awesome.
And if you see I missed something, let me know.
Yeah.
But I learned a lot. I'm more suitable for this, what I do now. It's a different economic situation, but there's just a joy after all these years.
That's awesome. I always try to talk to people and the money will come, but first you have to have like passion and really love what you do because it translates. And, real estate, people don't look at it for some reason as a business, but it's like starting your own business. There's a funny meme I saw on social media that said, a real estate one, that it said, I left my 9 to 5 to work all year, 365. So it's like it probably set you up to be successful.
I believe it did because even when I moved here, I didn't have a real estate license here, but I already had a job as a escrow rep, title rep. You know, we called it title rep in California, but here it was escrow. And I just excelled in that. I came here with no territory, but I took my hitting the streets and we did things really old school with farming and door knocking, and I did all of that. And I did that when I came here, and I did that when I started the business.
So when you came to Las Vegas, you got your real estate license here?
No, I didn't have the real estate license here, but I had the connection here to work in the title company, which I didn't need the license to be a sales rep. So I came here and they were like, well, there's no territory. There's nobody's in the areas that you're going to go to. And I was like, that's okay. You know, I was used to that because my auntie was a realtor for all my life. She had the whole sphere of influence.
So the whole family was in the business.
Yeah. So I had no sphere of influence. Yeah. I just started networking and knocking. And
so who moved with you to Vegas when you came?
Me. Just me.
Okay.
My daughter was 20 almost at the time, and
she was in California?
Yeah, she was getting into her first apartment, and, you know, come with mom or get in my own apartment.
Right. But she ended up coming.
In 2008. So I was here in 2005, and I went back every other weekend. I was homesick a little bit, but it was something that I felt I needed to be here. I don't know what it was, but... and I was like, when am I going to do this if I don't do it now?
Yeah.
And it was far enough away and leaving all my family, but I could always go back.
Yeah, that's a great story. It's inspiring. It's nice, you know, when people look at the move to Las Vegas, is that we're so close to go back and forth.
Yes.
So...
And I mean, I could visit, and people came a lot at that time and visited, so... I didn't feel, you know, I didn't move, 6 hours by plane away or, you know.
When you live in Vegas, everybody wants to visit you.
Yeah, so true.
So what led you said you used to do baskets when you were younger. What gave you the passion for making baskets?
Okay, so in the old days, we would go to a flower shop and they had some basket photos that they would make baskets. And I ordered a nice basket from my client. And, about a day or two later, I went to the property delivering something to them, and I saw this basket unopened sitting there. And the contents, the boxes, looked like somebody ran them over. I mean, it was so ill presented. Yeah. And I was mortified, you know. And so I started doing them myself.
Oh, okay.
But then there came a point where I'm like, well, am I a realtor or am I a gift maker? You know, I can't do both, you know, and real estate was full time. So kind of went back on the shelf. And then I moved here and I noticed one of the reps ordered something to give away and it was horrible. I go, I can do it.
Really?
And she's like, oh, really? I go, yeah. And I put something together. And now escrow officers are asking me.
So that's how it started?
That's what put it in my mind.
Yeah.
But then my company merged with Lawyers Title.
Okay.
And whenever there's a merger, the original people usually are out the door. And a lot of my friends already got put out the door. And I thought, well, it's a matter of time. I'm going to be too. So before they put me out the door, I'm going to do my gift basket.
It's a good time.
And just said, I know the skill and I'm always improving it. But
so you went all in?
Yeah, I went all in.
How did that first basket look that you made? Were you impressed by it?
Well, it's funny because the very first ones, because I was doing it in California too. The very first ones I took pictures. I go, oh, these are so cool. I have those pictures.
Oh, do you?
And I go, how on earth did I think that looked great? But, you know.
Yeah, that's such a great advice, though, for anybody starting anything. Whether it's baskets or social media. I look back at some of our old videos and I'm like cringe when I look at it.
I would cringe at some of the, you know, but it's like anything, you know, you're never going to be at a point where you're doing the very best. You better always be evolving and watching different people doing different things, keeping up on interior design to know colors and pattern mixing. And
that's such great advice. I feel like when people feel that they've mastered it, that's just such a...
But even like in real estate, I remember beating myself up because I didn't know something on a contract. And a woman who'd been in business for like 35 years, she goes, honey, let me tell you something. The day you think you know this business is the day you better get out. And I remembered that.
That's so true.
So I'm always trying so hard to make them better and better,
So let's talk about that first basket. I mean, what do you think when people are trying to do it on their own? Because I see a lot of real estate agents do it on their own, and then I see the pictures of the basket. And what advice can you give people if they're trying to do it on their own?
I mean, I think that if it's a money issue and you want to do it on your own, I understand that. But if you're going to do it on your own, you really need to be color coordinating or coming up with a theme. I do a different model for my business. It's not, 10 Christmas gifts or 10 birthday gifts, pick and choose. Everything is custom made. And so I like collaborating. It takes a certain client that wants to do business with me, because there's the point and click folks that just want to get in and out, and I understand that. But that's not the client base that I'm looking for. I'm looking for the ones that want unique, special for who they're giving it to, So I just say do your best to make them look beautiful. But I'm not trying to be a realtor anymore. And so my business is full-time being in real estate.
Right.
And I say that to anybody. It's like, if you're doing them just for fun and for your friends, that's great. But, you got to draw a line like I did. I said either I'm a realtor or I'm a gift maker.
Yeah, you can't be both.
Yeah.
So I think for me, what I love is like you're talking about, there's the websites where you can point and click and buy a basket. But for me, there's not much there. Where I like it is where I customize it. And I don't know if I drive you crazy sometimes with getting too many things or...
Well, they get big.
Yeah, they get big. But for me, what I like is through my experience with my clients, I get to know them.
Yes.
And then that way I can start, at the end, it's going to feel like it's been thought out, and I just didn't go to a website and just buy something. But even if I don't pick out the items to give you, which first of all, I think that's incredible that you accept that and you don't say, no, I can't do that. You take whatever items and you just add some, you add flavor to it and you make it really, really gorgeous. But I also think that for me, it doesn't you don't have to own a business, right? Because we just got done with our client appreciation party and you made us over, it filled a bunch of tables, but over 25 gift baskets. So with that, I just let you kind of run wild, but not completely. We gave you some themes.
I like the themes though. Yeah. I like the outline because then quite honestly, it makes it easier for me because I say, okay, this is the pattern. This is the way they want to go on this. And then I can get all those things, embellish in my own way. And that's why I like the collaborating.
Yeah.
I enjoy the communication. I know in today's age, we don't really big on talking on the phone, but sometimes, especially new customers, we need to talk so I know what you want, how you want it. And then moving forward, if you're happy, then you just say, okay, listen, I need X amount of baskets or I need this budget for a basket.
Yeah, that's pretty cool that somebody can just call you and say, hey, I want to spend $100, $150, $80, $200, whatever that number is, and you can customize it based on that. What does the process look like? So if I tell you, hey, I want to get a basket for a friend or a client and they have dogs and kids, does that help you?
Yeah, any kind of information that you have helps. If you ever notice, we've been working together a long time now, but I would always ask, well, is the home they're moving into, is it modern? Is it traditional? Because I'm going to look at that on how I'm going to decorate the exterior of this basket. So if they're not traditional in their decor, I'm not going to give them a traditional looking outside basket with the colors of the bows and whatnot. And then I can talk to you, oh yeah, they have little dogs, big dogs, or cats, or they like hiking, or whatever it is. It's important to include that stuff because then, like you said, they know you didn't just go off the shelf and pick this. Because in the early days, it was, well, I can go to Costco and buy a basket. And so I heard that enough times that at one of my presentations, I brought a Costco basket and I deconstructed it. And nothing against Costco. They buy in the hundreds of thousands of units. But when they saw the thing deconstructed and the cardboard that makes things tall, and they actually saw what was there, it changed their mindset. And again, I'm not negative on those, but they were starting to bring the Costco baskets and having me wrap them and decorate them.
Yeah.
So for me, of course, I'm here to make a living.
Right.
But I want to give as much as I can, of my, the money that I'm earning, and give, I always like to think that I always make them bigger and much more than people would think they actually cost. That's my goal.
No, it makes sense. And, as people, I'll speak on realtors, that's what I see the most, but I'll see them go to Home Goods and they have some great things there, and they'll get a basket and a candle and a throw and some kitchen stuff and all that and put it in the gift basket. And they end up spending $100, $150, $180, but it just doesn't look like it because there's no life to it.
Yeah.
If it's not wrapped. And for me, ribbons, just bring life to it, and it just looks so much better.
I'll be honest, even when I'm putting the basket, putting the presentation together, magic happens when it gets wrapped and the big old bows go on there. And I do not usually just one bow. They're usually 2 or 3 bows in one, or I love mixing patterns. But that's where the magic, it's fully dressed, at that point. And when I was doing a lot of the casino work and I'd be wheeling these things in, people would go, ooh, almost like a pretty woman was walking by, but they were oohing over the basket.
That's got to feel good, right?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I don't care. It's 20 years, and not too long ago, I was at an event and I was presenting something about the business, and this lady comes over to me and she goes, "So you're new to the business?" And I'm like, inside, well, what did I say that made her think that? I was thinking I was done something wrong.
Right.
And I said, "Well, why do you ask?" And she said, "Well, your enthusiasm is that of a new formed company." I told her how long, and she's like, "That's impressive." It's the passion. I love it. It's an honor.
That's so cool to hear you say that, because I've been in this real estate business for over 21, 22 years, and I still have the same passion I did day one. Right. So that's why I always tell people, just do what you love, because it's gonna show. But your baskets are absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you.
I love them. I love, giving gifts with your baskets. For me, it's almost mandatory now. So I really appreciate what you do.
Thank you.
What do you think is one of the coolest baskets you've ever made?
Wow. There's so many to choose. Wow. I have to think about that.
All right, here, I'll give you a different question while you're thinking about that one. If you were to make a basket for a celebrity, what celebrity
Which
would
I've
it
done.
be? You have?
Oh, yeah. So one of my clients, Mr. Larry Ruvo, he is co-founder of the Lou Ruvo Brain Center. And for decades, I did the Keep Memory Alive Gala.
Okay.
I've done baskets through him, of course, on his behalf, for you name it, every celebrity, every singer. I've done everybody.
What do you put in these baskets?
Well, these for him are specialized because it's all about heart health. Okay. Although he puts alcohol in them, but everything else has to be heart healthy, and dark chocolate if there's going to be chocolate, and healthy snack kind of foods. But let's say, there was a comedian, and it's been a long time now, and I forgot who it was. It was on the Strip, and they called me, and they said, we need to do a gift basket with Pepsis and limes.
Okay.
I go, that's it? And they said, yes, Pepsis and limes. So I made a container look like a lime in the best way I could in lime colored paper. And I bought these lime decals and I put them on there and the ribbon and everything and just filled it with Pepsi and limes. It was a private joke, I guess.
Right. It sounds like it.
But back to your other question, one of my favorite baskets that I've done was somebody wanted a Harley Davidson gift basket.
Okay.
And I created a container with the Harley Davidson logo all over it. And I did a black studded leather belt around the front and then filled it with all this Harley Davidson stuff and made the ribbon really themed out. It was a lot of fun, but there's many, many ones like that.
Do you still have a picture of that one?
Oh, yeah. That one's actually, that one's on the website.
Okay. I got to check that out. My daughter loves Harley Davidson, so I got to show her that.
And it's just odd because in my career, I'm the best well-kept secret in town because the people I've done baskets for, you'd be shocked. You'd be shocked. And one time I got referred. I couldn't believe this number was popping up on my phone. DreamWorks, Steven Spielberg's office, called me and placed an order for me to make something on his behalf to send out to one of his friends. And I was like acting as if, oh, yes. I go, oh, my God, it's Steven Spielberg's office.
Wow.
But, everybody's VIP to me. Everybody. If you're spending $50 or you're spending $500, without you, I don't exist. So that is my motto.
You do have a gift of making everybody feel special. So
because they are.
Yeah, that's nice. And I think it shouldn't be a secret. Everybody should know what you do. And I think what's important for them to know, too, is that, and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think the price point matters, right? Because you can customize
anything.
Yeah.
I always tell people I can work within almost any budget. Some, if it's really like, if they want a lot and they're looking for a $50 basket, I'm being honest.
That's tough. How can you
especially
buy stuff
if
for
it's,
$50 to put in there?
If it's stuff like for Golden Nights or things like that.
Things that are expensive, because I think that's where people kind of lose touch with it, is that they think that the stuff you're putting in doesn't cost that much money. But
I don't buy those things wholesale.
Right. Until you go to Home Goods, and that's why I see my agents do this sometimes. They'll go to Home Goods and say, I'm not going to pay for a basket. I'm going to do this by myself. But by the time they're done, they're in it for $120, $140.
Right.
Well, how much do they think that would have cost?
Right.
So, yeah.
But everybody, it's like anything. Everybody thinks, and I'm not saying I've reinvented the wheel here. There's plenty of people who do what I do. But the way I do it maybe isn't the way that if you're just doing it casually, it's going to be the same. Because no two hands create something the same. And, I put a lot of thought into these things. And
what does that process look like? So let's say you're getting ready to do a basket.
So once I've talked to the person and I've got a good feel for what they're doing and they pay for the gift, then I sit and I start putting all the items together. If I'm doing it all, I put all the items together. I order some of it. I go out and get some of it. A lot of this I don't keep on hand.
Okay.
The myth is that, they buy everything wholesale and they get it for pennies on the dollar. No, that's not true.
Yeah.
When you're doing it all custom and you have a very short lead time, you are actually going out and doing retail on some of these items.
Right.
So I make it work because it's giving the client the custom. So I line up everything and then I visualize the container and I have a weird thing. I can, as soon as we're done talking, I can already see what it's going to look like.
Start picturing it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I can just already see what I want to do based on what they've told me. And I'd say 9 out of 10 times it comes out exactly how I envision.
That's a gift.
So it's a fun process. And the other part of it is, if I never want to say only what you want to hear, like, oh, can you get it to me in 24 hours? If I know that I can, I'll say yes. If I know that I can't, I'll go, anyway, you can give me an extra day or,
Right.
because the worst thing is not showing up.
Mm-hmm.
I would not want that.
That's never happened in the several years that I've used you. And I've caught you off guard a couple times where I'm like, can I get this in a day or two? And the funny part is you would think the quality would go down because it's rush, but it never.
Because
Never
guess what?
looks
If that
rushed.
quality goes down, you're never calling me again. I mean, it's really, that's how I look at it. It's like you're only as good as the last basket you made for someone. So if you think you're going to get comfortable, oh, well, I've had this client for a long time. I'm never comfortable.
Right. So when you're envisioning this basket and you start putting it together, how do you wrap up the color schemes? Because that's what I love the best is kind of they all have like this color scheme to them that it kind of all matches, almost like interior design, kind of like you said.
Yeah, well, I've got my nose in interior design, looking at trends and things, and then it's based on kind of the vibe I'm getting. You're really good about giving me good information. Some people don't have as much info,
Right.
but by the time I'm talk to you and I see the items you've picked, I kind of go off of that vibe.
Okay.
I always do ask many times, are these older people? Are they younger? Because that helps me to design also, I ask a lot of questions.
That's good.
And it just helps me to try to make sure I get it right.
What are some of the latest trends that you're seeing?
Well, what I notice a lot are a lot of mixing of patterns. There's a lot of monochromatic, which I love. I mean, if I had it my way, they'd all be like that. But you can't design just for what you want.
Right.
That doesn't work. So I experiment with different textures of ribbon that may not be the norm, but I see it in a wallpaper, or I see it in a furnishing, or the way even throw pillows are mixed patterns on a patterned couch, and you would never think that worked, but it's a similar pattern even though they're different. And so just knowing what might blend and what might, hopefully I haven't gotten it too wrong, but and again, if I look at it and I can't stand it, I just did this last week. I go, this is the ugliest bow I've ever made. And if I don't like it, no one else is going to like this either. And I scrapped it because there was nothing about it. The idea was in, but it did not translate. And then when I came up with what I eventually went with, it was good.
Have you ever done it where you're completely done with it and you look at it and you're just not feeling it and start all over?
Well, what happened, I did some baskets for the owner of El Cortez Hotel.
Okay.
And I came up with these baskets. I did them. That night, I'm in bed and I'm like, I hate the color palette on the outside. I hate it. And I wake up, I still hated it. So I tore off all of those bows and I went with a totally different color palette, and I was able to relax.
Okay. So is that the trick? If you go to sleep feeling that way and you wake up, that's your...
I mean, I'm not saying I'm the end-all be-all, but if I don't like it, I'm going to be cringing handing that to you.
Yeah.
Now, somebody may have liked it, but I feel like that wasn't my best.
What have you used? Because I've seen different, trays or baskets or like, what are some of the different ones you've used?
My God, I shop all year round. I love breakfast in bed trays.
I love those. Yeah.
I love metal trays. I love containers that are not the norm because I want them to hopefully use it and not put the thing in the garage, And
so you're doing it to where it's functional, where they can actually use it?
Yes, that's I'd say 8 out of 10 times. That's the goal. But there are times when a wicker basket is necessary. It just goes with the theme and everything.
Yeah.
But we know what happens to those. They either get thrown out or in a garage.
You'd be surprised. I used one of yours in my office for a couple years because I like providing snacks for people who come in my office. Maybe I bribe them to come say hi to me, but I put all the snacks in that wicker basket and I had it for years. So But while you're talking, living on a farm, I'm picturing like a milk crate basket. So I think I'm going to make one of those. I don't know if you can find one of those, but I don't know why that just
Oh, I
popped in
love
my head.
crates.
So you've used that before?
Crates?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
I thought I was being original, but
like I said, all year round, I'm buying containers because, at any given moment, I don't have to go out and buy containers. I have probably more than I can handle, but
that's important, right? That's off the whole basket.
It's hugely important because when you see really good quality, like I love the woven soft baskets. And if you see them certain times of the year, you can get a better price on them, and you can get good stuff as opposed to just everybody using the same old. I can't do the same old thing. I try not to anyway.
Well, I mean, usually when you make me a basket, it's sitting kind of in the front of my office, and everybody who walks by, it catches their attention.
Do you know how many people have called me based on baskets in your office?
Oh, that's awesome.
So wonderful.
I want to get the word out. That's why you're here today too, because I don't want you to be a secret anymore. The stuff you create is incredible, and everybody should know about it.
Thank you. I think I told you I'm now working with the home builders too.
Oh, okay.
And crossing fingers, I'm working on another one right now that
Nice.
I might be able to get. And
don't get too busy where you can't help me anymore.
Oh, no. Even when I semi-retire, there are clients that I never want to just sit home and twiddle my thumbs.
No.
You are on that list.
I'm just kidding, though. I do want you to be very busy to where you're like, I don't know if I could help you.
I never, listen, you have been so loyal and so helpful. You've brought me here.
Yeah, you got a reward. I mean, I just want people to kind of see what's out there that you make and really bless people with these baskets. Is there like a certain, obviously minimum, we already know one, but is there like a maximum of baskets you can do? Or
mean, the most in one sitting, I'm trying to think, they were more convention amenities, small amenities. And I think I did like 250.
Wow.
And I've done 100 by myself.
That's impressive.
Which is, I don't even know how. I mean, this holidays were like 7 days a week working, cranking them out.
When is your busiest time?
Well, I created the company to have accounts, even though they're not contracted accounts, but I call them that because realtors, mortgage people, different companies that utilize gifts so that there's always something coming every month. Because I knew that if I waited
for the holidays,
those businesses don't last, and the first 5 years is the hardest. So, but Christmas time then brings all of your regular clients, and then all the Christmas one. So you have to work around the clock, and I do have someone I could bring in for help. But to be honest, other than delivery help, I do most of it.
Wow, that's surprising.
I'm not a talker when I'm working.
You just handle business?
And I focus, and I can get so much done that when I have people around and they're talking,
it distracts you.
I get distracted, and I don't have and I'm a bit of a control freak. I want them to be
perfect.
What you've paid me to do them,
How did you come up with that cool name you have for your business?
Thank you for asking that, because when I first started, I wanted a name that if I decided I wanted to pivot and do other things under the name, that I wasn't just being labeled as just gift baskets.
Okay.
And so I did beautiful custom handbags. I was making
Really?
I didn't even know I could do that. And so the One Park Place, I was selling my handbags. But even with that, I was like, my passion really, though, is back to what I'm doing. That's what I want to do. And so. Since
the Barbie baskets, it goes back that far to.
I mean, I can't believe, I think the first age I remember, I was 7 or 8 years old making baskets. I mean, it's just funny what you think of as a child. Like my friend who was little with me, her doll was always a flight attendant, and that's what she
became one?
Yeah. And her doll always lived in a high rise with a shoebox elevator. That's what she lived in when she was
Yeah, I mean, I tell my agents all the time, you got to first envision it, believe it, and things are happening.
I mean, I think that if, again, like anything we're blessed to do, I am blessed to be able to do what I love, have wonderful clients like you, and I'm not just saying that. You know how I feel. You're great.
Appreciate that.
I love your family values and your ethics.
Thank you.
Number one with me. And you get to do what you love. So I don't wake up going, oh man, I hate my job. I don't want to do this. Never a day.
Yeah. Every morning when I pray, I thank God for blessing me to do what I love. And it's really special. And you can see it in the work and see it in the work you do. So you also, is there a certain amount of baskets somebody has to order to get like a custom ribbon or something with their...
You know, it's funny you asked that because initially when I bought the ribbon and printing machine, which got used so much that it's in the shop now.
Oh, really?
Which is why I didn't have them on your 24.
Oh, I didn't
25.
notice. Okay.
Yeah, because it just went cut out. I mean, it was done. But the initial idea was I wanted to sell rolls to each individual and then hold the roll for them and do it. Okay. But that concept didn't go over well. So I just include a small charge in there to print. It's just the tails.
So the order size doesn't matter to get that? Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I love that touch.
And I do have the laser imprinter. Remember I told you
Okay.
Wow, bit of a challenge, that little friend of mine.
Really?
It is a tough cookie to break. And so I kind of just put it on the back burner.
Especially, I mean, going past December, you were probably swamped.
I just was like, patience isn't always a virtue.
Yeah.
And I was getting frustrated because I could see what I could do with it, but I haven't mastered. I brought in all kind of troops to help me, and everybody was stumped. I'm like, people are using this machine. It's not that hard, but we had a heck of a time. So now I'm going to revisit it.
Okay. What items are you looking to engrave?
Well, I want to do the obvious things like the cutting boards, but it can do glass.
Wow.
Yeah, so I can do like tumblers. I could do candles.
Okay.
It does metal. It also is a cutter too, which it'll be enough to learn the laser, but you can do like 3D cutting and building houses, and
that sounds like it's a lot to learn.
I never imagined that it would be so complicated. Some of the stuff I've made, I was like, yeah, no, my people are not getting this. This is not up to par.
Yeah, that's good. Practice until you get it perfect.
But I have the unit and I'm serious about it, but I had to put it away. You know, it had to take a side step.
What about the ribbon machine? Are we getting that back soon?
We're getting that back. We're getting that back. What is today? Today is it should be back by Friday.
Nice. I like that. Okay.
Yeah. And but the other thing, the laser thing, I really want, because that's really going to allow personalizing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can emboss on leather
But I think you're doing it the right way. Get it perfect before you put it out there.
Yeah, there's no way. Like I would not. I was excited when I got it to do something, but it's not up to standard. So
I'm still stuck on the purses. How did you make purses?
Oh, I'll show you when we leave. I'm wearing one of them today. I love handbags.
From scratch, or you would decorate?
I made my own patterns and created handbags. And I might add, I did it for 3 years and had the nerve, and they sold, to go to the Four Seasons. If you're going to do something, just do it.
Sounds like it, yeah.
Either nobody will want them or they'll want them. And I sold like about $700, $800 worth from what I took that day.
Wow.
You know, because I'm not a designer.
Right. How long does it take to make one bag?
At first it took a long time, but then I got down to making them. I could do like 6 bags because I was putting them in a little boutique, and she would order 6 of this and 6 of that. And because I made the patterns and I cut everything out, and then I did all the sewing and the linings so I got it down to, I could probably do 10 bags, smaller bags, in a day.
In a day?
In a day.
I thought you were going to say a month.
No, the first one took me 8 hours. It was a generic tote bag. And it took me 8 hours.
I'm excited to see this. That's impressive. I thought you were just taking bags and decorating them.
No. And I had a regular sewing machine, okay? And I'm, like you'll see, I'll show you, I have faux leather, faux crocodile, and I'm sewing with my little regular sewing machine and heavy-duty needle.
Wow, that's impressive.
It was fun. It was fun, but I was doing that at night and doing baskets during the day. And I was at that same Realtor gift basket maker. Which one am I?
Yeah. You were probably laughing at me when I gave you that bag my wife made then. I don't know if you remember.
No, I did not. No.
So my wife, obviously, we have a farm with horses, goats, chickens, pig. And my wife takes those feed bags, and they're like 50 pounds. They hold a lot of weight. And she likes the ones with the designs on them, with the pig or the chicken. I don't know what gets her excited. But she puts a liner in them, sews a pocket in them for your cell phone, and then uses them for grocery bags. When we go to Trader Joe's or Sprouts, she gets a kick out of it every time when they say, I love your bag. And then I got to say, don't encourage her. But I can't believe how much it holds.
Well, the thing about the bags initially was it was about the grocery size tote bags, you know.
Really? Yeah.
And then like any creative, you go, well, I mean, if I can do that, I bet you I can make it more of a stylish handbag. And it morphed into, I love creative stuff.
That's probably in right now, right? The bigger bags? I don't know. I mean, maybe you'll make a comeback.
I'm a handbag junkie. So I have one half of my closet is all handbags. And from back in the day, they were the more expensive handbags down to the regular handbags and my own, the ones that I created. But it just depends. The tote style never goes out of style. And so most of them were tote style handbags.
Got it. Well, I learned something new about you today. So when somebody wants to get a hold of you for a gift basket, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
Ideally, in a perfect world, I would have them contact me.
Okay.
And you want me to give them?
Yes, please do. Okay.
So in a perfect world, I would say first time, call me up and let's talk. 702-540-5586.
Okay.
Okay. I also have the website, which is more of a gallery of what I've done, just so you can get an idea.
Is that where the Harley basket was on the website?
Yeah, the Harley basket.
What's the website address? What's the website address?
Okay, it's the #1 Park Place Designs with an S.com.
Perfect. So the best way is to call you first, give you the information. Some of the things I give you is obviously budget, how much we're looking to spend.
Which is important.
Yes. And then kind of lead you in the right direction.
Yes.
Of just some ideas, and then you can run with it from there. How hard is it when somebody says, I don't know much about them, just make something?
So when they say I don't know much about them, because I've been veering away from the food gifts a little more lately, I'd rather...
Because of allergies? So many people have them?
And it's just so played out. I'm so sick of it, and not to say that I won't do it, because there is a time and place,
right? But
I'd rather, especially with my realtors, I'd rather give them things that their people can use in their homes, and because then that stays there and they're thinking about who gave it to them. Whereas the food items, they're great, but I like to just sprinkle the food items in. So if somebody doesn't know, I don't know what they like in their decor, I don't know this, I don't know that, then we do go with more of a traditional gourmet gift basket.
Okay, so you have kind of go-tos for people who don't know.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people who say, I don't know. Just put something nice together. What can you do for this price?
Yeah. For me, it freaks me out because I'm like, well, there's so much.
Well, here's the funny thing about it. When I think about how I've been able to do business, that people trust me because, there's a website. But what you're describing and I'm going to create for you isn't on the website. So you're taking my word for it that I'm going to put something beautiful together. And I have to say, so far, thank you to the Lord. I have never had someone say, oh, that was horrible. Because guess what? If it was, I'd redo it.
Yeah.
But I have I listen. I listen to what people tell me. And if I'm not sure, I question some more.
Nice.
You know.
So check out the website. You'll see all the gorgeous baskets. Give her a call. Any occasion. You don't have to own a business. It could be for anything, birthday, family, holidays, get well, whatever. I mean, anything's available. Or for the right price, maybe you'll make a handbag.
You know what? I've been kind of thinking about it lately. 1 or 2 here and there would not be a bad idea.
Okay. Well, I might take you up on that.
In fact, I was thinking, if you give me a feed bag, I'll do it for you. Complimentary. I'll make a bag for your wife.
There you go. I hope she's not listening, and that'll be maybe a birthday gift. I like that. So thanks again for your time. It was a pleasure having you. And
my pleasure.
If you guys want a gorgeous basket, Paula's the one to call.
Thank you so much, Jack. Much appreciated.
Thank you.